So I just finished watching the Clone Wars series and fuck yes! This is a series that absolutely deserves to be watched. Just like The Mandalorian, it really deserves your attention. Let me just break down to you why this series is just so good. Why this series is so beloved by so many people. When the prequels started coming out, everybody was just annoyed by the prequels. Everybody just didn't like it. Everybody was like, okay, this isn't what we liked about the original trilogy. It's not really giving us what we wanted. The script is really bad. The pacing, particularly in The Phantom Menace, is really sluggish. It's not giving us the descent into villainy that we wanted to see for Anakin. We wanted to see an actual good representation of Anakin fall to the dark side. Me, myself, and I personally enjoyed the prequels for myself. I grew up with the prequels, so therefore I enjoy the prequels a lot. But I understand where people are coming from when they say this isn't as enjoyable as I wanted, this isn't what I wanted out of the prequels. And I perfectly understand that. That's perfectly fine. So when the Clone Wars started coming out, everybody was enjoying it. It's also one of those series that doesn't come out in order. It didn't come out in order. The first episode was like the 15th or the 16th episode of the second season, which is weird. It is an enjoyable series because you don't need to have watched them in order to enjoy them. There are so many stories in this series that is really compelling. It gives you more about the characters that you wanted from the movies. It gives you more about characters that you didn't even know you wanted. There are some standout characters that are like, you sucked in the prequels and you kind of suck here. Like Jar Jar is just no better in this series. The best part about the series is that you don't have to watch every episode to enjoy the overarching story. There are spreadsheets that sort of outline the main plot stories that you can watch and get away with all the episodic episodes like I did. Like I skipped most of the episodic episodes and went straight for the story-based episodes, and these story-based episodes are some of the best episodes in Star Wars since the original trilogy. Everybody loves them. The Mandalore plot was amazing. I didn't know that I wanted to see Obi-Wan and an ex-girlfriend. I mean, who wanted to see Obi-Wan and an ex-girlfriend? I know I didn't give a shit. But after seeing the episode, it was really cool. It was actually really compelling. The series doesn't unwrite the prequels. It adds to them. It gives them a bit more. It gives them more of a story to go off. It spreads out what the movies didn't. In the movies, it's kind of implied that Anakin doesn't agree with a lot of the things that the Jedi do. One of the major turning points of Anakin's turn to the dark side, in the movies at least, was that Anakin didn't agree with what the Jedi were going to do to the Chancellor and stuff like that. But in the series, it fleshes it out even more to the point where you understand that Anakin doesn't exactly see eye to eye with the Jedi Code. The storyline where Ahsoka is framed for being a mass murderer. Anakin doesn't agree with what the Jedi are doing. In fact, Anakin is the only one who actually believes Ahsoka. Everybody else is like, nope, evidence says she's done it, therefore fuck her. And you can see Anakin struggle with that. You can see Anakin being like, I have a job to do, but I also know Ahsoka. Ahsoka is my best friend, is one of the bestest friends I've had since Obi-Wan. But I have to bring her in, but I can't kill her, and I can't let the Jedi kill her off. And that is one of the best episodes in the series. That is one of the best story-based episodes in the entire series, because it adds so much to Anakin, and it also adds so much to Ahsoka. Now, Ahsoka is one of the characters that is solely in the Clone Wars. I mean, she's now in live action thanks to The Mandalorian, but at the time, Ahsoka was only in the Clone Wars series. She wasn't anywhere else. At first, you can kind of see her as that annoying little brat, but when I first watched the Clone Wars movie, which came out in theaters, which was weird, she's one of the best parts of that movie. You can see the relatability. You can feel the relatability with her character. You can enjoy her character for what she is. And as the series progresses, you just see the little changes in Ahsoka. You can see the difference in her character. If you watched the very first episode, or the movie for that matter, and then watch the very last episode, you would be like, these two are so very different characters. You would not even think that they were the same character. She aged and grew up so much throughout the series, and you can also see Ahsoka's difference of opinion with the Jedi as well. Ahsoka has grown up with the Jedi Order, like Anakin, and she herself, she can also see where they're going wrong. You can see her being like, this isn't right. Like, we should be doing more. We should be doing better. In the end, she just decides, you know what? I'm just going to do my own thing. I'm not going to be a Sith. I'm not going to be a Jedi. I'm just going to be in the middle there. I'm just going to work my way through it and do my own thing. Now, I also learned recently, I'd only just watched the series, so I didn't know when it was cancelled. I assumed that it was cancelled at the end of season 6, because a few months ago, when the announcement of season 7 came out, everybody was excited. Everybody was like, we need this season. We want this season. We want the conclusion to this series. And at the time, I was like, okay, so it was cancelled at the end of season 6. That's fine. Just this past week, when I was watching the series, I was like, if that had have ended just at the end of season 6, I would have been like, that's really underwhelming. But now that I've learned that season 5 was meant to be the end, or season 5 was when they were cancelled, I was like, that would have been a better ending. That was a much better ending than the season 6 ending. Season 6 is not bad by any means, and it doesn't end in any way that would disappoint you, but it's an ending that's just unfulfilling for the characters that were set up and the characters that didn't get the payoff that they deserved. Like, Ahsoka was hardly in the 6th season, and I would have been like, I want more Ahsoka out of this season. The Clone Wars is more or less Ahsoka's story. It's a story about Anakin and the Clone Wars, no question about that, but it's also a series that shows Ahsoka, and Ahsoka is arguably one of, if not the main character. And season 7 really shows that. The last 4 episodes are hands down one of the best story arcs that I have seen in the series ever. The last 4 episodes are absolutely the 4 episodes that season 7 was created for and what they wanted to do with this series. You can see that and you understand that completely. The 8 episodes preceding that, however, that's sort of where they start to fall apart. This is an issue with some of this series in general. Some of the series you can tell that it's like, okay, this is an episode that you've just made because you have to make an episode to fill up the runtime of the season. Fine, whatever. But with season 7 being the last season, being the concluding chapter, the season that catches up to Revenge of the Sith. This is the part where it's like, the shit's about to go down. The first 4 episodes focused primarily on the clones, which is great because a lot of the runtime throughout the series is devoted to these clones. They're giving you a connection to some of these clones to give you more of a reason to care. Most of the series revolves around Anakin's squad of clones, and Anakin's squad of clones are full of great characters. I love all of them. When I first watched some of their episodes, I was sort of like, why am I focusing on the clones? Like, I really don't care. I don't give a fuck about the clones. I want to see the Jedi. I want to see what I came here for. I want to see Anakin. I want to see Obi-Wan. I want to see Ahsoka. As time progressed, as the series went on, I began to realize that those characters are some of the best characters that have been put into a series, hands down. Rex is one of my favorite characters. Fives is another one. Echo, the lot of them. I love them all. And this is something that the series really shines in. It shows you great characters, great, compelling stories, and it leaves you with that feeling of, God damn, I want some more. There are 7 seasons of this entire series. I binged it all. Well, binged the main plot episodes. I binged most of it, and I'm still left with that feeling, I want more. Season 7, the last 4 episodes are great, but the second 4 episodes are hands down the most boring episodes in the season. I skipped 3 of them. I watched the first episode and I was like, this feels off. This is really, really unengaging. And then I watched part of the second episode and I was like, okay, this is not going to get any better. So I skipped the last of them. And then I went to the best episodes of the season and I was left with a feeling of, That's where you hit, and it hurt. And that's what you did in Season 5, man. That really fucking hurt. But that is one of the bigger drawbacks of the series. There are a lot of episodic episodes, most of which you can skip. It will not do you any worse. You will skip the episodes and you will be like, it didn't change anything of what the rest of the series does, which is fine for a series. Like, you don't need a series that has to be episode after episode after episode after episode that just builds to something large in scale. And sometimes when series do that, it doesn't always pay off. So if you have never watched the Clone Wars before, you are one of those people that was like, oh yeah, Ahsoka was a nice new character in The Mandalorian, well then please do yourself a favor and watch the Clone Wars series and understand why everybody loves Ahsoka, because Ahsoka is a great character and she is magnificent. And if you like what you see here, guys, and you want to see more, please click the subscribe button, please click the like button, leave a comment if you like, tell me your favorite episodes of the Clone Wars series, tell me some of your favorite moments of the Clone Wars series. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.